Hey guys, Curious Hobbyist here. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to modify a macOS game called Burger Buns from the Mac App Store. This game is a time management restaurant game in a series of games by Afzani Zahari. This includes Pancake Rush, Kuma-san Sushi Bar, Cataline, and Gelateria. I used to play these games on our old iMac. However, I'm now using a Mac Mini from late 2014 with a 4K Dell monitor. So, some of these apps still run fine. However, others, like Burger Buns, don't. Here's the problem. All of the icons are sort of broken. They seem to display the lower left quarter of the images, which also makes them look fuzzier due to the zoom. Because of that, it's hard to tell where some things are. For instance, here, I can't tell where I have to click to advance. Oh, there it is. Also, it's hard to find some ingredients. This would make it very difficult to assemble meals as more ingredients are unlocked. Also, the game is not designed the best, and these levels don't even last very long. Look at this. The shop has already closed. Disappointment. So, let's check out the game's files. Firstly, let's look in this resources folder. Firstly, I can see a video file called intromac.mov. So let's open it. When I did that, I noticed the game was apparently powered by GameSolid. So what is GameSolid? GameSolid is an authoring tool for educators and non-programmers alike, and contains a visual editor and behavior-based logic system. In a similar vein, I have used an app called Unity. Okay, back to the app. Next, I looked inside this burgerbuns.gameproj folder. This contains the game's resources, including the sounds and images. In the images folder, there are tons of image files. Essentially, these are the broken icons. However, I do have an idea of fixing them. I'm going to use Preview to lower the size of each image. First though, I'm going to back the folder to an archive. That way, I can delete the folder and open the archive to restore the original. Now I can move on to the next step. Finally, I'm going to select all the images, right-click on them, and open them all in Preview. However, the programs were not fetching. After a minute, they still haven't finished. So then, I stopped my screen recording. So next, I tried selecting about half of them, and the programs seem to fetch immediately. Now I can finally open them. Interestingly, they all open in one window. This way, I can resize all of them by doing the following. Go to your menu bar at the top left of the screen and select Tools, Adjust Size. From here, you can now set a percentage size. I'm setting it to 50, which is half the width and height. If it works, it will have a downside. This will lower the original definition of the images. Therefore, they won't look as sharp as before when I played the game on our old Mac. So then I did the same thing with the rest of the images. So now, let's start the game again. When I did that, it still didn't seem to work. So maybe the size doesn't matter. Now it looks even fuzzier. I definitely need to do something different. I already know that the lower left corner of the images are the only parts that display. So I'll need a way to put the image in that corner. However, I do have an idea of doing this. First, I'm going to restore the images folder archive. That's because the modification I just did lowered the quality of the images. So I need to restore the original images. Now, I'm going to open an image with this paint program from the Mac App Store. By the way, I'm going to link the program in the Mac App Store. Now, I'm going to put the original image in the corner of the canvas. Here's how. First, I'm going to use the rectangular selection tool to select all the image. I'm going to make the selection exactly the same size as the image. Next, I move the selection to the center of the image and copied and deleted the selection. Then, I right-clicked the image and selected the option for Adjust Size. This is optional. You could just copy and paste, resize the selection, and place it. However, this will half the definition, and as you saw, the size does not seem to matter. So, adjust the size to 2 times and make sure to take uniform scale. This way, you can paste the selection and it's automatically half the canvas size. Then you can place the image in the corner and the edge of the selection will snap. Otherwise, you'll have to hold the Shift key and drag the corner to half the size. In addition, the selection edges did not snap to the center of the canvas. So, you'll have to look at the size marker and do the math manually. If you can't, some of the image might not show in game correctly. Because the image only displays in the corner, I think this method should work. Also, the image is open in preview by default. To open an image with the Paint program, you're going to need to right-click on it and select the program under Open With. However, there is a way to change this. Right-click the image and select the option for Get Info. This shows a window with the image file info. Find a drop-down with the name of the app that typically opens the image. In this case, it's Preview. Well, we're going to change this. So, click the drop-down and select the program you want. I am choosing the Paint program. This way, the file will open with that program by default. You can also select Change All. This way, all files of the same type will now open in the Paint program. For instance, these images are PNG format, so all of those will open in Paint from now on. However, other types of formats won't be affected, so for those, you'll need to repeat the process. Okay, by now, I've already done this to 30 or so images. I then started a stopwatch and continued to edit them. In just under an hour, I decided to quit editing. By then, I was able to modify 98 more images. Kind of a headache. This left 46 to still remain. Just as a fact, there are 177 images in total. So, now that I've done this, let's open the game. As you can see, the majority of the title screen is fixed. However, some things are still broken. I would have actually finished this if it didn't take so long. And obviously, there's still other games to do this to, and that time would really add up. If you've ever seen any way to edit multiple images in exactly this way, that would be a huge time saver. So, please let me know in the comments. Anyways, because of this, the game has gone from broken and nearly unplayable to playable but still kind of broken. However, there is another way to get them running properly. Open your system preferences and go to the display section. If you need to, select the scaled option. This will show a few options. In my case, I'm using a 4K display, so I'm choosing the option for 1080p. Now, let's play another broken game. Interestingly, it actually works. So this serves as an easier way to play these games correctly. However, doing this is still kind of annoying. Also, in this mode, your monitor will not look quite as sharp. Another issue is that once you switch back, some things won't get used to the shift immediately. For instance, I did notice the following about my video script. I write this in TextEdit in a rich text file. I switched back the setting, and as you can see, it doesn't adapt until you go back to edit it. So now, you have a choice between a long-term annoyance and a short-term enormous editing headache. So I'd still like some way to modify the photos automatically. So now, let's try playing another game that has the same problem. However, it is from a different developer. This game is called Drop the Cake. It looks terrible. However, it plays fine in 1080p. To wrap this up, if you have a game that has this problem, I really recommend either one of these methods. I also checked the app's contents for any information on the game engine. Despite being made by a different developer, this game is also powered by GameSolid. If you find a game with the same problem, please let me know the developer and engine. Well, that's it, and that's all. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If so, feel free to like it, share it with family and friends, and subscribe for more interesting videos. If you want to be notified on my new uploads, click on the bell that shows after. I usually try to upload new videos on Saturdays or Sundays. Also, to check out my channel, click my icon or username just below the video. I also have more videos that I think you would find interesting to watch. If you have questions or requests, you can let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching.